I just want to tie back because I was naming a few of the snakes in this city, and if he's not going to do it, I'm going to do it. The Chief of Police, Mark Neufeld. He is a criminal, guys. There's been complaints filed against him already by CPS officers. What he's doing is criminal extortion. This is criminal activity. These people are basically a mafia terrorist organization, and I'm calling it like it is. He's a criminal. And he was, like I said, the snakes are getting scared, so he's not commenting on Denison's video. He suspended him without pay, despite the media saying otherwise. He's not getting paid. And who did Mark Neufeld look to talk for him? Giancarlo Carra. And what does he have to say about this video when the truth gets out? What is their go-to response? Call them a racist. That's the only thing they got going, guys, to throw at us. You call it out like it is. He said what we're going through right now can be compared to 1930s Germany. We all know very clearly that the correlation is right in front of us. You call them a racist. So before we get started, we got a few good speakers here. I just want to read. Officer Denison, he might be watching here today, I don't know. I just want to read a couple of his words just because I feel it is very important what he said, and this is for the police officers watching. This is my call to action for especially all the police officers. It's time to stand up. You signed up for this job. This is your job. If you lose your job, you can go at home at night and say, I stood up for what is right for everybody. I stood up for law and order, and I didn't turn my back on it. Now is the time. Think about where your line in the sand is, and you're either in or you're out. It takes guts. It takes looking into the future, looking at your children's future, and even those that you don't know their future. If you're on the fence, it's time to jump off. Whatever side you jump off on, it's up to you. So I felt it was important to repeat those words because I believe that we have one of the best police forces in the country here in Calgary. I've seen these guys at work. I know they are very professional, they're highly trained. I have a lot of respect for them. I've gotten to know several of them through doing this in the last year. But like Officer Denison has said, the time has come to pick a side, guys. And if any of you look at the officers' police vehicles here, you're going to see the three words. What three words do you see on the side of a police vehicle? Vigilance, courage, pride. We have a city, we have a province, we have a country that is being overrun by criminal terrorists right here in our own home, in our own backyard, in their very own organization. And we see what appears to be them turning a blind eye and allowing this to go on. Is that vigilance? Does that look like vigilance to anybody? I don't see vigilance happening. Courage. Courage is what Brian Denison did yesterday. He put his career on the line, 25 years. He put it on the line by speaking the truth and doing what's right. That's courage. People being silent and following orders. Does that look like courage to you? I don't see a lot of courage there. And then the pride comes from the first two. Doing your job, doing what's right, standing up. I'm sorry, but if you're escorting Alberta Health Services Gestapo to shut down somebody's business like Jesse Johnson's Without Papers Pizza, something that he spent years building, and you're being a part of that, I'm sorry, you cannot have any pride in that. There is no pride in that. So it's time. I think it's time here and it's time everywhere across this country for our law enforcement to start doing their job. And you can see by the response to Denison's video that you have our support, that we have your backs, that we're here, we're with you, we stand with you, you're a part of our community. You're not alone. If you stand up, you're not going to be abandoned and left to yourself. We can assure you that. So we're going to invite up our first speaker today. We have a young lady who has worked in the seniors' homes and wants to speak a bit about what's been going on in there. Please welcome Naomi.
Hi everybody, how's it going? Oh my god, look at the turnout. You guys are awesome. So obviously we all know about who was the most vulnerable during the pandemic, and it was targeted towards the seniors, as if all humans were a threat in the death consequences during the spread of COVID-19. During all the health recommendations and safety protocols, I have seen a decline in a lot of the seniors at the residency that I currently work at. So right now I do have some notes about the isolation, lockdown, social distancing, and the muffled communication due to the face mask, glasses, and the proper PPE that was told to take into the health and safety of these seniors. And I also wonder why they wanted to segregate family members from people who were alive during World War II. Because I believe these seniors, if they were here today and could understand what was going on, they'd be in this crowd with all of us here today. So when it comes to the neuro and anatomical effects on the environment, so they take lab rats that they put in enriched environments and put them in isolated environments, and this actually does it kills cell growth and also damages DNA. This is something that is possibly damaging and cannot be repaired over time. And this is over a period of 3 months of isolation on lab rats, because this is categorized as animal cruelty. We have surpassed this, and we are in a dramatic state where our psychology is being stripped away and we are being manipulated into abuse, absolute abuse, and it's taking a toll, and it's raising cortisol levels up and down, which are linking to behavioral issues such as depression, anxiety, and memory loss and dementia. Also with the PPEs of the mask, most seniors actually do have a loss of hearing, so with the mask, with the muffling, they cannot actually see facial expressions and understand, which is actually doing kind of the generator effect of the 20% of over-engaging of those cells in order to overcompensate of what they are actually trying to communicate. These people are in isolation and cannot hear, they cannot recognize any facial recognition. Also with human organs, the largest human organ is your skin. We have cell receptors that make 0.5% of the brain of communication, so hugging is so important to these seniors at this time. They are literally killing our family members in these homes and acting as if they are saving these lives. We are social creatures, and this is damaging all our elders at this time. It's abusive, it's cruel.
It's all by design.
It's part of the design. You're absolutely correct. I can't believe some of the things that are happening. A lot of people have a hard time realizing what elders go through, the pain and the loneliness and the suffering of all these people. It breaks my heart daily. And now that they've mandated that you have to be double vaccinated or have an antigen test just to see a family member, what kind of government do we have where we have neurological studies that says that as social creatures, in order to keep us alive and keep these cells healthy, that we need to separate from our elders? What kind of world is this? This is psychologically damaging. This is causing dementia, memory loss, anxiety, and depression. And if you feel any anxiety and depression, it is due to the mandates of our government, who says they are here to protect us and save us, and they are falling short of that matter. There is no one on the panel in Parliament that is a neurological scientist stepping up and speaking their truth anymore. It's a Nazi government, that is correct. So let me see. So when the brain receptors and cells are not communicating, we are actually killing ourselves. This mandate is actually killing ourselves. The government is killing ourselves more than the COVID-19 is. And I haven't seen any depressive or suicide rates, and I'm probably sure they're probably correlating to the COVID-19 deaths. To put people in this severe isolation and lockdown is the opposition of what people need during this time. Our government is gaslighting, manipulating, and abusing into the fascist movement and dictatorship that they want us to be in. They want to push us into a smaller bubble, but enough is enough. We stand together as sovereign beings of the divine masculine, divine feminine, and we stand with each other in the power. And in this law, of the law of the cause and effect, we take action into the power of the future of what we want. You embody the change that is important for all the people in Canada, your friends, your sisters, your uncles, your aunts, people at the home, the children in schools. This is important. This is important. Look at all what you're doing. You're standing up. Look how strong you are. You're making such a difference being here today, speaking your truth by your own human existence, creating that ripple effect. Good for you. You guys are amazing. Freedom. Power to the people. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Naomi. Okay, we have next Marcus. He's going to talk about some community initiatives he's up to. Here you go, Marcus.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Marcus. I just recently started a new job. I used to be an airline pilot, and now I'm a stay-at-home dad, which has been kind of fun for the last little while. Closer? Yeah, okay. I just wanted to talk to you about a recent experience I had trying to wake up some friends, and then I'll roll into something that I've been working on for the last couple of weeks that I'm kind of excited about. So pretty much all my friends are in with the mainstream narrative, and in an effort to try and wake them up, I tried to share a couple experiences I had while flying where I had the wrong mental model of, okay, sorry about that. Right up. Yeah, so I had the wrong mental model when I was flying, and it can be really quite dangerous actually to not understand or have a wrong understanding of what's going on. And so I want to share with you what I wrote to my friends here a couple weeks ago. And so quite a long time ago, I flew a Beaver, a float plane, up to a camp that was located in an inlet just south of Rivers Inlet along the BC West Coast. The weather was terrible, low cloud and drizzle on the windshield. We were flying very low off the water along the shoreline. After a while, I came to a spot where there should have been a narrow dogleg or S-turn through a narrow section before it opened up again. There was nothing but hillside that vanished into the low-lying cloud. I barely managed to get the float plane on the water and stopped. It was a completely unnerving situation and had the potential to be a fatal mistake. I had no idea where I was. I'd been to the logging camp many times, and yet I was completely lost. I hadn't flown that low in the past, and the sense of time gets distorted with my full concentration given to the weather. I was very confident that I knew where I was until I realized I wasn't where I thought I was. I was also completely unable to determine my last known point. Anybody that's ever been lost in the woods understands the sense of helplessness. Fast forward a bunch of years, and now I'm operating a short flight from Nanaimo to Vancouver with 82 people on board. Clear and sunny skies, done the flight a million times, it's a piece of cake. With me is a brand new co-pilot. It's his first week on the job. The flight is busy because it's so short. I manually built the flight routing into the flight management computer with a northbound departure off runway 34. After getting the engine started, we did our checks and we're ready to taxi out. There were 2 planes landing southbound, so to make life easier and expedite our departure, we opted for the southbound departure. We did more checks while taxiing, and I gave a northbound departure briefing while lining up for a southbound departure. Needless to say, no one picked up that mistake. Within about 10 seconds, I noticed the flight director wasn't giving me the right guidance. Shortly thereafter, we blew straight through our assigned altitude. The air traffic controller called to inquire why we weren't on the flight planned routing, and at the same time, overspeed alarms started going off. I was so far behind the airplane that I wished I was sitting in the last row. At that point, we haven't even hit the two minute mark, and the plane's accelerating through 250 miles an hour to who knows where. It was a shocking display of incompetence. In both cases, I confidently had the wrong mental model. With the latter, it still baffles me that with beautiful weather, local knowledge, and more than 10,000 hours of flight time, I was unable to get myself sorted out. CFIT, controlled flight into terrain accidents, meaning that the pilot lost perspective, situational awareness, or had the wrong mental model, are a significant risk and part of our annual training for good reason. In day-to-day life, we build powerful mental models and process information all the time. Do not think for some reason that you are immune to building a powerful, inaccurate mental model. In today's world, rather than discrediting tens of thousands of professionals with a variety of different skill sets, try taking a different view and ask yourself how or why they have that view. We do not have a science problem, but rather a major control problem, and it requires people to take a bit of time to understand. So after that, there was a bit more back and forth. I had one friend even post a picture that had some words on there that said, "It's not my fault that you don't understand the science." And I tried to keep the conversation positive and open, and it just got to a point where I realized that the conversation wasn't really going to work. And the reason for that is that they have built a powerful mental model, and having a conversation with me about my understanding of things requires them to abandon their mental model of reality. And so in an effort to try and keep things positive with my friends and maintain my own sanity, I've been working on creating some community links in Calgary, because I want to be around more like-minded people in my community and the communities nearby me. And so you can find these links. They're all online now. It's all on Telegram under Awake Calgary. There's a directory there with every single community. You can join quadrants and wards and your communities and try and connect with your neighbors to kind of work with. We can build more independence and resilience to what's going on around us, and have some fun with your neighbors. So check it out if you haven't done it already. I've got some business cards that I made up. I'll leave them here at the base at the end, and you can take them and share them or do whatever. And yeah, nice to see everybody here. We'll keep it going strong. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Marcus. Awake Calgary. Community is very, very important for all of us. We had a doctor that was going to speak here next. He just informed us he's been... Can you guys... He's just informed us he's been served with an injunction. They're threatening his license, so he's going to wait to speak, unfortunately. But hopefully we can get him at a future time. So we have one more speech here from Anil. Here he is. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi everybody. My name is Anil. I'm standing for freedom. I was born and raised in Canada, but now it feels like I've entered the twilight zone. Under the guise of being protected, the majority of my friends and family have taken the so-called vaccine. And then around May, the strange death started. People I've known for years just dropping. I worked as a truck driver for Transex, who was owned by CN Rail, up until 3 weeks ago. On September 15th, they mandated I must take this experimental vaccine that people in my family have died from. I have a severe allergic reaction to over-the-counter medication. So I seen my doctor. He said, I can only give you the doctor's note if you take the first shot and have an adverse reaction. Yeah. I said, like what? What if I die? How does that protect anyone? I told him he better think long and hard about his actions in these times because there will be a judgment. He and I both know what's happening and people's deaths will be on his hands. There was maybe 3 people I know of in the Calgary division of TransX that refused the vaccine. They kept pressuring me, violating the HIPAA laws. I offered to take tests every week I would pay for. They said no. They denied me any testing option. A week before I was fired without prejudice, the Calgary terminal manager, Keaton Cruthers, he came in early one morning and tried scaring me. He said, you probably won't get EI, and I didn't. He said, you might not get work anywhere, and I haven't. I said, I don't care. Don't you understand what's happening? If I take this sacrament, then TransX is my God. No, because the Most High is my God. If I allow you to control what goes into my body, then TransX controls me. And my God forbids that. My family fought for freedom in India to get me here, and my family isn't going into bondage under my watch. So I told Mr. Cruthers that those that willingly go along with this evil will also go along with its curses. You better get right with God, I said. Because anyone going along with this evil is going to be in trouble on Judgment Day. I will be there to give testimony for your crimes. We have to put these criminals on notice. A judgment is coming. Those middle managers and supervisors of the Nazi party got hung at Nuremberg. There will be a similar fate for those that sanction genocide. Yeah. As I'm Indian, I want to talk to you about the biggest and longest and most successful protest in history. It started last year in India. It was a farmers' protest. Farmers from all over India, specifically Punjab, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh, they raised their voices against the farm bill, the 3 farm bills passed by the government. They united together by keeping aside their other differences, boycotting all the political parties. Millions of farmers went to Delhi borders and closed the borders on November 26, 2020. They sat there on the road for 1 year. After 1 year, the government backed off and canceled all the bills. The point I want to make is that peaceful protests can bring changes. We the people are power. The important thing is we need to stand strong on our beliefs for our rights. That's what the farmers proved in India. What matters now is numbers, and they stayed in the streets for 1 year. The farmers went through a lot of torture while reaching and staying there. More than 700 people died. But nothing could stop them from getting their rights back, getting their lands back. One more important thing is the protest happened right in between the pandemic that they didn't care about. They sat there in millions without masks, without vaccines, and nobody died because of COVID-19. Nobody even got the coronavirus. So this last 2 years, I believe we've been going through a separation between the wheat and the tares, God's children and Satan's. I like what my brother Puneet says. He says, bro, this is our time of testing, and I believe that. So let's all of us who have lost family and friends go find new ones. The only way forward is in solidarity. I think we need to bring together immigrant groups and bring this message of solidarity. We need widespread, non-violent social disobedience. We have to be a shield for our children, and the only way we can be a shield for them is through solidarity with others to face this injustice. Rejecting the lies of this world has made me more resolved. In my culture, the most important thing you could do is sacrifice yourself for others. Be a voice for the voiceless, to selflessly stand up against injustice wherever it is. And if we don't make these sacrifices right now, our children will not have a future. Last year I heard a man who I've come to admire and respect very much. He put out a call for lions to come and stand in unison. I answered that call, and I second that motion. All those who are true lions in spirit, come now, join us. I think enough is enough. I think enough is enough. It's time for solidarity. The people have had enough. It's time for solidarity.
Thank you. I'm really glad he brought up India. He said over a year. We've been doing this for over a year. Persistence, guys. Persistence is key. We never give up. I had an announcement. So next Saturday there's a group of parents that have organized to bring Santa Claus here for your kids who can't go in the mall. So this is unmasked Santa. He'll be here starting at noon. If you want to get photos with your children, please bring your children. It's also next Saturday is a worldwide rally for children as well. So we're going to bring more attention, more focus to the children next Saturday. They're doing the same thing in Lethbridge, and I think also going to be happening in Edmonton. Pastor Art has an announcement to make for you as well about the Christmas market that's coming up. Here he is.
Well, I see and I hear that the lions are roaring. I love lions because they never bow before the hyenas. I remember I have been watching lions hunt in Africa. You know, I am a racist, and we started orphanages in Africa and medical clinics. You know, every day I Google my name, I find something interesting about myself. I learned so much. I'm telling you, I encourage you to do the same. You will learn so much about yourself. Well, it's an amazing time to be alive, and a friend, my brother here, mentioned solidarity movement. You know, since we announced this 2 weeks ago, we have over 5,200 members, 5,200 members already, and it's growing every single day. The way to win with those hyenas is to be outside of their system. Solidarity was successful because the men and women of Poland behind the Iron Curtain said, we shall not cooperate with the Nazis. We will not work with the communists. We will not give them our money. We will not participate in the tyranny. And they did it. They created a society outside of the corrupted society. They work with each other. They went to the doctors that were from the Solidarity movement. Why would you give money to those that want to destroy you? Why would you feed the beast? Do not feed the beast. Buy from the markets outside. Buy from the farmers. On the 26th of December, I've heard an announcement from wannabe woman from Hong Kong, Tam, a wannabe doctor. This individual said that caroling is illegal. That if you're going to be caroling, you will be a super spreader event and people will die left and right. And I'm thinking about this because we just had it was Halloween a few days ago, right? A few weeks ago, and that was perfectly healthy and it was good, approved by the tyrants. But now Christmas is coming and they're going to tell you you cannot go to restaurants, you cannot have your brother for coffee, you cannot have a family dinner, right? Because everybody will die. I say this to you, Calgary, let's have the biggest Christmas celebration in this country. If we cannot go to a restaurant, what I'm going to do for you with the help of the volunteers, we're going to hire a catering company and we're going to put the best AAA steak for you. And you know where? Free of charge. You want to donate, of course. At City Hall. On the 26th of December, we're going to put a party together for all of you. We have hundreds of gifts for the homeless people. We will be doing something extremely dangerous. We're going to be eating together. And we're going to be singing Christmas carols together. And we're going to bring your chairs, bring your tables, and we're going to turn the City Hall into the biggest restaurant in the city of Calgary. No alcoholic beverages allowed, for the sake of children. So how about that? The more they push, the more we will be pushing. If we cannot come together and eat as human beings because of this great, illegal, evil segregation, I say, let's have the biggest party in this country. Last year, I broke personally my record of having authorities participating in a Christmas festival. We had over 100 police officers. Officers, you're welcome to join us. We had 52 police cars, 20 cops on bicycles and anti-terrorists, and the corrupted chief of police showed up as well. And that day, I ended up with 15 more COVID tickets from a horrible crime of singing. And I don't know what happened. I think miracles do follow me because I'm still alive. And everyone around me is still alive. And I was hugged by tens of thousands of people, which are, by the way, still alive. We have to put end to this charade. It's about time. 2 years? Wouldn't you say it's enough? Enough is enough? If they want to lock us up, if they want to put us like rats in cages, I say to you and me, let's enlarge our cage and take City Hall. See you on December the 26th, 2 p.m. Bring your tables, bring your chairs, and I'll bring the steaks.
Thank you, Pastor Art. We are all walking miracles here. And just before the walk, you need to know, you should know, Calgary is getting a lot of attention. What we are doing here. We are getting a lot of attention. We're going to make this city a beacon of freedom. Even if it has to be the only free city in the country for a short while, so be it. This is what Calgary is going to be. We're setting the example for the whole country. So that's what we're doing next on this walk. We're going to let everybody know on the walk that Calgary is about freedom. All right. So give us just 5 minutes. We're going to take down here and we're going to get ready to go. Thank you.